Welcome, everybody. This is the best travel podcast in the universe, probably. And today we have an absolute sensational podcast, a little three-way. We've got, our always special guest, Jackie G.
That's right.
And then
Yeah.
we've got a miraculous host, first timer. We can't wait, Trey Holthouse. And today we're going to the Kentucky Derby, a little sports travel. Trey is from Arkansas. Jackson's from Texas, but lived in Nashville and has kind of lived all over. Basically, we've got two Southern boys, and we're going to find out the best. If you want to go on a group trip to the Kentucky Derby, these are the experts. I've been a couple times. Trey's been a hell of a lot of times. Jackson, all he needs is once or twice. He's going to disappear anyways because that's what he does. And let's get into it. Trey, we went to the Kentucky Derby 10 years ago?
It's farther back
No.
now, 2011 maybe,
Oh,
or
yeah.
10. It was a
That
while
was
ago.
my first experience.
Mine too. We
Yeah.
had no idea what we were doing. We were dressed poorly and on a budget.
Yeah. Which is great about the Kentucky Derby because you can do on the budget if you're like a child. Like how we went the first time, we went the infield. But I'm sure
Yes.
where now you go, you do it a little bit more posh.
Yes, go in the grandstands, man. That's the best spot to be.
Unless you're younger, right? Then
Yeah,
you
I
really
guess
want.
younger. If you're just there to drink and not see much of the race at all, like maybe a slither of the horse run by and that's it. But the grandstands is where it's at.
I think we actually missed the race.
I
don't
saw a
remember.
little bit of it, very
Oh, yeah.
small percentage of it, as I was
Yeah.
taking people's snacks walking through the infield they left on the ground.
Yeah. Jackson, where did you go? Where did you sit?
I didn't sit. I actually didn't make it into the race. I was enjoying my mint juleps, enjoying the scenery, which there isn't actually much of. The surrounding area around the track's kind of a shithole, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hot take. But man, is it crowded. A big old tailgate full of beautiful people.
That's it.
Lots of hats.
Yeah.
I'm honestly kind of jealous of the hat thing. Men don't take advantage of that from what I see. So next time I do end up going to the Kentucky Derby, definitely going to get a big old zoot hat or something
You
like
should
that.
go dress too, man. You should go dress as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in these days. And
Yeah.
I've heard I have great legs.
Yeah. The weekend and they're wearing women's watches now. Trey, have you seen that? That's like a fad for men to
I've
wear
missed
women's
that.
watches.
No,
Yeah.
I missed
Well,
that. I missed
it's
the
just
boat on
new.
that one.
Yeah, no, it's
Well,
it's brand new, so you can still join it.
teach their own.
So you can tailgate. That was one of the questions we want to tackle is what to do before, because I feel when did you start tailgating, Jackson?
When it was a girlfriend from whenever my ex said for me to. I think I just woke up from the day before just in a drunk blur, and then suddenly we were in an Uber and they just tossed us out on the streets.
Yeah.
And it's just a packed field of people, my friend. And it was also raining. It was also quite a bit of rain. So we were basically just ducking and diving for cover and honestly looking for a TV just to be able to observe what we actually drove all that way for, and paid tickets for. It was a little.
But you never actually went in.
No. I mean, I went in on another occasion, but that was just a tour of the Kentucky Derby. You can go and they give tours throughout the year, and they have a wonderful gift shop. I got a poster of Secretariat signed by the jockey. If you don't know who Secretariat is, phenomenal horse, big heart. I think that's actually literally a fact. That's how he won so many races, was his big heart.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I do love the Kentucky Derby. I love the facts. I love
I've never
history.
been.
I love the history. Well, I haven't been inside. During the races.
You're great for this podcast. The guy has not been in the Kentucky Derby.
Some people say it's better when no one's there, and I agree because you can actually see everything. It's nice.
It's just without all the kerfluffle. It's just seeing New York without people.
Yeah, I would have really liked to have done that during the pandemic, but I never got the shot to do that either.
Okay, good pandemic shout out. We can never go a podcast without that. Trey, what do you do pregame now? Because when we went, we just like hung out at our friend's house. Is there like
Yeah, then
any
we
pregame
found that one
festivities?
tailgate where everyone's in the parking lot throwing beer bottles in the air and kind of making them land in one central pile of
Oh,
trash before we
that
land.
was there. Yes, I couldn't
Yeah,
remember if that was that or the Notre Dame game. That
really
was
random. We just kind of just kept going and kept marching our march.
yeah,
Where did
Jackson.
y'all
We find
stay?
a
We
friend's
stayed at our
house.
buddy's brother's house, and it was out towards St. Matthews, I want to say. So, but we were
Yeah,
lucky he dropped us off and picked us up, so we had that going
yeah.
for us.
Wow.
And
This is
one time to
before
get into
Ubers
his
too. Before
yeah,
Ubers.
Did he just say, I don't want any part of this? Y'all go?
Yes, 1,000%.
and
He
then
is from
someone
there, so
and then someone broke his window to get into his house one night. I won't say who it
yeah,
was, but
yeah.
someone
I
did.
won't either. He's the guy playing with his hat right now, but and turning red.
I
Full breaking and
mean,
entering,
yeah,
for your
being
first derby.
yeah. And then
No big deal.
we also hung out, Jackson, like my biggest crush at the time. We were at our VIP table. What was her name again? From Danity Kane?
Aubrey, I
Yeah,
think, or
Aubrey
something like that. Yeah,
O'Day.
yeah. We were at her table that night.
Oh my
Not sure why
God.
we were there. We should have been there, but
Yeah, it was incredible because they have like big after parties. So we end up with
yes,
Aubrey O'Day,
that was down
which
in Fourth Street Live, I believe, like the
yeah, Fourth
touristy
Street Live.
area of Louisville.
Yeah.
How far
Have you
away is
done
that from the track necessarily? Because
close, right?
10, 15 minute
Yeah,
drive.
everything's close.
drive,
It's
yeah.
kind of like Nashville.
It's
It's like
just
a
getting
very
out of there is tough.
that's the
Yeah,
worst.
you have to go through all that Section 8 housing and all that. That's
Yeah.
just outside
How
of the arena.
do you still have like issues getting out, Trey, or have they figured it out yet? I think every single event is the worst at getting out.
Uber, yeah, there's an Uber pickup area,
There's
but I
like
mean,
lines and all that.
I actually ran into Kate Upton last time I was there at the Walgreens as we were waiting our Uber to pick us up last time we were
Really?
there. Yeah,
Incredible.
I know.
Jackson's
Pretty
one
Kate
nuts.
time
Upton?
before we get into
Man,
like the actual like tips and stuff,
so
Jackson,
cool.
this one time we were at a McDonald's. There's a McDonald's like right next to the track.
Know
and
where you're going. Might have been
and
the
like
smoothest thing Fraser's ever done in his life.
top two smoothest. And we're waiting for McDonald's Jackson forever. Like there's a
It's
lineup.
slammed.
You
It's
can imagine
slammed.
what the McDonald's next to the Kentucky Derby is.
Yeah,
So we
slam.
walk in and go to the bathroom, and it was like, I don't know, Trey, do you remember? Like I waited 4 or 5 call outs, maybe 3.
Yeah,
But
yeah. The
it,
respectable amount of time you waited.
yeah, because what were they? They're like, James, your order's
Yeah,
ready. And
multiple
then
times.
yeah, a couple
Then you
minutes.
turn around,
James, your order.
turn around, looked at me, made eye contact, did your little Fraser smirk, and raised your hand, and we got a couple of meals at McDonald's, and we
I'm
got out.
James. I
Was it
said
a good
I'm.
bag?
Oh,
What
it
was
was like
all in the
two
Oh,
bag?
it was
bags.
great. Yeah, it was a money grab. It was good.
Yeah, and
That's
after like eating and like all that kind of stuff, it was, or sorry, after drinking all day, I meant to have McDonald's like, just ready for you, and we were waiting to get a ride out. It was miserable, and it's hot
Yes,
typically, right?
I
humid.
would be
Yeah, it was
livid.
rainy.
Yeah,
I would be
humid.
livid if all that food I'd been waiting in the just congregation of
Jackson, you tell me this
miserable
more
wet
than
people.
anything. This is
Jackson,
America.
what if it was your food and we didn't know you at that point in our
That would
life?
have been
You were sitting
incredible.
there
I would have been
distracted
so happy.
because you were
It made the
hungover.
story
Like
better.
I said, I don't like trying to go to Louisville. I don't. I'm not there often.
Well, this
Whenever
is the
there's
podcast of why
horses.
you should go to Louisville, Jackson. So maybe we need to turn your
Well, this is
negativity
kind of
to a
this is where
positive.
the devil's advocate
Louisville's
comes
great. I've
out.
always had a great time there.
I've always had an incredible time in
Yeah,
Louisville.
people hate on it, but I love Louisville. Good
Jackson, you
time.
probably had one of your issues like you had in New York, didn't you? You probably had a little weird extravaganzas. That's why you don't like Louisville.
Right now, I will talk to y'all later.
Good, because we need to actually get into what to actually do in Nashville, in Louisville. So you always drive. So if you
Yes, yeah,
flew, I would say you probably want to go in Thursday, because especially if you're from the
always.
West Coast, because it's like a long flight with the hour change.
I think anywhere you go, you always fly in the day before just to get your bearings and get
Yeah,
it all figured out, ready to go.
exactly. And then would you leave Sunday or Monday? I always leave Monday. I'm a Monday
I'd
leaver.
probably,
Yeah,
you'd probably want to leave Sunday, but I mean,
it'd be tough.
you know,
Because
yeah,
I guess you party hard Friday and Saturday
yeah, that's
and
true.
Sunday.
So Sunday might be tough unless you get the last flight out. So
Yeah,
this is how you
because I
play it.
get if you start Sunday, then you won't want to leave. But if you're dying Sunday, you kind of just want to get out of there.
Yeah,
Is there any parties or anything Sunday? I was trying to look. Like, is there Derby
I
stuff
don't
on
think so.
Sunday?
I think it's pretty much done. No, it's Friday the Oaks and Saturday the Derby.
Yeah,
I like
so
the Oaks more.
I
Less
was gonna
crowded,
say,
same atmosphere.
so what is the Oaks?
The Oaks is, I believe, this female horses run that day.
Oh, okay.
And then the Derby day is all male horses.
Okay.
I
And
don't know the
this
proper term for
studs
horses there with
and
that.
yeah, I don't know. So is it just like the exact same kind of thing? Obviously, Saturday is
Yeah.
like a much bigger thing,
Everybody
but
wears pink though on the Oaks. So
oh, that's
pink is
right,
the play. So
because it's for like
everyone has pink. Yeah, and
breast
it's the
cancer.
girl horse, the women, the girl horses, and all that. So it's a good time though. Like I said, less crowded, you get around easier, not as big of
Yeah,
a headache as the Derby when everyone's there for that.
yeah. And then I was reading that like now you have to buy like Friday and Saturday tickets together anyways. So
Yeah, that's the year I did when I sat in the grandstands for the first time. I bought both Oaks and Derby tickets, and it was the way to do it. I had a lot more fun just having somewhere to be, horse races all day, gambling on it.
yeah,
Much better time, killing the mint juleps.
yeah. I feel like that's like the same with like the Phoenix Open and other things. Like Friday is always nicer because it's not just chaos and
On
people on
my
top of
list.
people.
And people that are big golfers say that that is the time to go because you can see the whole field in golf. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really care about that. I'm
I
just there
like
for
to
the party
go.
part.
I like to go on Sunday because Sunday is like also Super Bowl, and so you go Sunday all day, and then right when golf's ending, you take off, and the game's about to start, and you go to your wherever you're partying. So
That
it's
seems
like a nice.
aggressive though. Do you even remember any of the game?
Yeah, a lot of my friends don't, but like we'll.
Nice.
I won't go hard. Like they always start. They always want to go like 8 a.m. and I'm like, you guys are idiots because, like you said, that's aggressive. I'll show up at
Yeah,
like
and hot.
11.
Yeah,
Yeah, so. But anyways, back to the Derby. So yeah,
yeah.
Friday you said is nicer. Saturday's the Derby. What time's the Derby even start? Like, or what time do you show up?
I'm a big fan of just getting there for all the races. It's like going to a boxing fight. You go watch the real crappy stuff at the beginning because it gets you
Yeah.
going. But I'm an all day. If I go to sporting event, I want to see all of it. But
What time does it typically start at?
the main race usually until 5 or 6, typically.
But like, what about like the main
Oh, the
like?
first race is around 11 lunch.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel
so
like
you
we
make
went
all
really
day out of it.
late. We were
We did.
like, yeah,
We didn't know what we were doing.
no,
Wasn't
but
that
now,
pre-internet?
yeah,
Maybe. I don't know.
yeah, I don't think so.
Different time.
It is a different time. I'm glad you're here, so now we can like actually talk. So you go start of the races, which I agree with. And do they? When I went, it was not for the Derby. The second time I was there, what's it called? Churchill Downs, and they have
Churchill
all
Downs, yeah.
the food trucks. Is the food trucks all there when you were there for the Derby, or is that
I'm not sure. I
newish?
always go right in. I'm not sure.
Well,
When
there's
we
food
had
trucks
like the
like
boxing.
inside.
Oh, I don't know. I missed that. I mean, it's so broken off and sectioned off. You got to like, you
Oh
can't go
yeah,
everywhere, you know? So it's kind of like going to Cowboy Stadium. Like you're in an area and it's your area.
ah, that makes sense. Yeah, because when I went just for a regular thing, there was like just a huge area of food trucks. It was kind of like a nice little like cuisine,
Were
like
you on the
different types of
grandstand
food.
side or where were you?
I think so. No, it was like a main
Grandstand? Oh,
entrance. Yeah, it was like not very busy whatsoever. I think it was a
yeah.
Thursday, just standard
Oh,
horses.
okay. I've heard those are the best time to go to Churchill
Yeah, it
Downs.
was
Is a,
cool. Like we just had friends there. So is the Oaks on Friday? It starts around the same time, I guess.
yeah,
Because I was gonna say like what else you could do, but this would be aggressive. Because like if you're visiting Kentucky or you're visiting Louisville, I always say you got to do like a little bourbon trail tour, but that may not be the time to do it because Friday you want to go to the Oaks, Saturday you want to go to the
yeah,
Derby, Sunday I think you may just die if you try and
yeah.
do a bourbon trail.
Maybe that's your Thursday if you get an early enough flight in. Hit
Yeah,
up the
like an early
Bourbon Trail.
Thursday. I
I've
remember
heard
I
that's
was
good. Never done it before.
I want to say it's good, but our friend Jason, you met Grimes, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, so he
I believe
like
so.
it was his wedding and his wife was sweetheart. She also gave us a lot of tips for this podcast, but she set up a bourbon trail tour for us at like 7 8 a.m in the morning,
Oh,
and
damn.
we had yeah the day before the wedding, and we had flown cross country, so we're on Pacific time, so like we were up at 6 a.m and we had just gone to bed at like 3 4 a.m, and so we're on like 3 4 hours sleep, and then like the trail is really bumped, like really like roads that go up and down. I don't know what I was gonna say,
The
winding,
whiskey
but
in the
winding.
AM sounds great. I mean,
Oh my god! And then
nothing
like
bad's gonna happen.
yeah, it was just we are fucked up by like 8 a.m. It was rough
Yeah,
Pacific time, 7 a.m. Pacific time. But anyways, if you, it's a great thing to do. I think it's like core to that area.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to hit up that if you're flying in for it and doing it just one time.
Yeah, and I think for people who don't know, and I may be speaking incorrect, but bourbon, it's almost like wine. So it's like whiskey and all that kind of spirits are from where they're from. So like that
Yeah,
bourbon area is just specific to Louisville, and that's where
yeah, they have
bourbon is
certain
from.
standards I believe you got to hit to make it Kentucky bourbon, just like Tennessee has their own certain
Yeah,
criteria. I know, yeah, something along those
yeah.
lines. I
It's
know
like
Jack Daniels got mad at someone in Tennessee that was making whiskey, trying to claim it was Tennessee whiskey, but it really wasn't because it
yeah,
didn't meet the standards.
yeah. So yeah, if you're
But
like
don't
an
get me lying
aficionado,
about what it is. Yeah, I'm not. That's about the extent of it.
hey, no, I think that's a good because yeah, I think just like yeah, like champagne's from the Champagne region of France and whatever. So I think that's the
Yeah.
true thing. Um, so parties. So yeah, we pre-partied before. I think you're right. I think you just want to get there at 11, have a nice morning, get there.
When we
Um,
went, we touristed it up. Like we were just 4th Street Live, I think, before and after.
yeah, exactly.
So we went to St. Matthews, but we just weren't feeling it.
What's
That
St.
bar area.
Matthews?
That's the bar area where Tin Roof and a
Oh,
bunch of other bars are.
did we
We
go
ended up
there? I don't
leaving.
remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess you're very foggy mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went back to St. Matthews, and then me and you got a taxi back downtown to
Yeah.
hang out with your crush, Aubrey.
Yeah, because Aubrey was there. I was texting
Yeah.
her out on my flip
Yeah.
phone. Like, so it's that's right. So yeah, so would you go? Have you been to that other spot since? Like, where would you party? Obviously, you have to go to 4th Street Live if you want chaos.
Yeah, it's more chaos. St. Matthews is more of, I guess, a college area, I want to say.
Oh, so that's kind of chaos too then.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's
Uh,
the Highlands, I believe, another like party district too.
yeah. And I feel like there's always like just like the Super Bowl, there's like certain like not necessarily the Maxim party,
It
but there's
froze
like
up on us.
parties you can buy into that are everywhere, like kind of ticketed and all that kind of stuff from
Oh,
what I've
okay. You
read.
froze up for me for a minute. You're
Oh,
back.
sorry. Yeah, yeah, no,
What
just
were you
like
saying?
you can go to like ticketed parties where, you have to buy a ticket to
Yeah.
the Maxim party or whatever kind of party
What
it
was the one
is.
you sent me a party in one of your notes? That's the
Dawn at the Downs.
I
Oh
thought it was
no,
a
it's not
different
Down at
one
the
you sent
Downs.
me.
I don't know.
Let me
Barnes
open your
Table
notes
Brown
up.
Gala. The Barnes Table Brown Gala, but that's like in Highlands at a house and it's super expensive. But yeah, so if you have a lot of
Yeah.
money, you want to go to the Barnes Stable Brown Gala. It's expensive as
Yeah.
heck, but bucket list experience. You gotta give it a try. Best restaurant, like I think quintessential is Jeff Ruby's. So if you want like some good food, eat at Jeff
Very fine
Ruby's.
steakhouse.
Yeah. Is there
By an
anywhere
excellent
else?
hotel too. The Maxwell House is right there by it.
Okay.
Love that hotel. Has like a little breezeway connecting the two. The Jeff Ruby's is
Yeah.
right next to it.
I
Great
stayed at
hotel.
a really nice hotel. I wonder if that was it, but it had a bowling alley in it and stuff. Oh, I think it was like a not a Ritz, but something in that realm of because it was for the wedding.
And the Brown Hotel, also that's
Yeah,
downtown. That's I stayed there once before too. It's a really cool old school hotel.
and they're famous for the Kentucky hot brown sandwich.
I missed out on that last time.
Yeah. What? So would you just stay downtown if you were in Louisville? Like that's like kind of spot for the
More,
Kentucky
yeah,
Derby.
yeah. You can walk around, do more stuff down there.
Yeah. Um. There's a speakeasy if you want to drink at a speakeasy. Hell or High Water, quintessential Louisville. Is there any other like restaurants that you'd say? Lee Moo or Lamu? Lamu. Shout out
I don't know. I
Lauren
haven't heard of that one.
Grimes. She said there's a minimum spend per person during Derby weekend, and it books out quick. So it's La
Hmm.
Moo, and Lauren Grimes. She's a spectacular person to know, born and raised from there. Is it? Am I right? Is the Baseball Hall of Fame in Louisville?
No, but the Muhammad Ali Museum is in Louisville, which is
Really?
amazing. Yes, he's
Is
from
it like?
Louisville.
Is the
It's
bat?
downtown. It's west of the Young Center.
Oh, okay. Is the bat
Um,
in like the Bat Hall of Fame?
Slugger baseball bats are from there, so they have a museum as well,
They have
and their
like a
ballpark's
baseball
downtown.
bat
Yeah,
museum.
yeah, yeah.
Ah, that's what it is. All right, so
And
baseball.
a great place to eat downtown, I thought, was Merle's Whiskey Kitchen.
Ooh,
Place has great food
yeah,
and a little outdoor patio right across, not far from the Young Center. So good little spot.
that's good. Um, and aren't bars open super late in Louisville, or is it just like 3 a.m.? I went to
Yes, I
some
think
bar. I
they're.
swear to God, that was open like 5 a.m. Just like down the street from 4th Street.
It might be different rules
It's
during the
definitely
Derby. I don't know.
three,
Some,
but
yeah, yeah. It's late. Yeah, I feel like all those old cities have built-in
yeah,
curfews that are grandfathered in,
yeah.
like Memphis.
What's Memphis?
Memphis is like 5 or 6 in the morning. Some bars. Some bars don't even open
Jesus.
till 2 there.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. We get drugged there at 2, and I'm like, no, I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I don't anything past 2, I'm good.
Yeah,
Like
nothing
I've
good
had all
happens.
my fun. No, nothing
Yeah,
good at all. Um, well, I think we covered when to get in, when to get out, what days to show up. I think yeah, I would get a. That's a long shift though. But if you went in Wednesday, Bourbon Trail Thursday, Oaks Friday, Derby Saturday, go home Sunday. Or if
just
you
be
just make it,
prepared. Derby's very aggressive and a lot of people, so
yeah,
it's chaos, but fun chaos.
and mint
And you can
juleps.
like if you buy like one of the boxes that are like just folding chairs in them. Me and my wife got one with 4 random people in it you don't know, and usually they're big horse enthusiasts. You learn a lot. They're usually a good time. Everybody's having a good time in your little box of chairs. I'd
Oh,
highly recommend that.
that's good to know. See, so yeah, because there's like you can get obviously the infield is cheap where you go if you're kind of in
Yeah.
your lower 20s and you just want to party and rage,
Hmm.
and then yeah, you sit up in the areas, and then there's like different prices ranges, right? You can sit in your
Different.
stands,
Yeah.
you can have your own boxes.
Yeah. The box is just kind of like a rectangle bar area with
Yeah,
6 folding chairs in it. What we sat in. Then we sat closer to the finish line another time we went, and we had
yeah.
some friends there, so we kind of just crowded their box and hung out and had a good time standing up.
What's your favorite type of bet? Like, what's your go-to? You just do
Grand
winners and
Slam, man. Some
places.
crazy trifecta,
What
something along those
what's a
lines.
grand
Something
slam? Or you mean like a
I don't know what
trifecta is like
that
a
is. A trifecta is yeah. I mean, like go for a grand slam, like small
yeah.
bet pays out big. Like you got to go for that kind of
Like,
stuff.
what would you do? Like, what was your kind of go-to that you're always betting? Like a first, second, third type thing, like all
First,
plays?
second, third. Yeah, you throw a little bit on that. Then you can box it up if you want to too, where they can come in any place. Those top three, you just got to get the top three horses right, but it pays out a little different.
Oh, I see what you're
But if
saying.
you get
So,
the exact order right, it's usually a big payday. You get an upset in there somewhere.
how many races are there
Throughout the day, I want to
approximately?
say 10 plus, around 10.
So, I mean, each race you could do like, let's say, if you're on a regular human budget, you do like $5 on getting one, two, three correctly exact.
Yeah,
Maybe 10 on like top three, just
you can
whatever,
box it where they come in any order. You got
any
to get the three
order.
horses right. But yeah, the earlier races, I typically just bet though, like a horse to win. It's kind of
Yeah,
like got good odds. It's usually those are kind of
yeah,
is what
crapshoots.
happens. Yeah, usually I
Yeah,
mean usually you get better read on those, but I just usually listen to people too, and there's a lot
yeah.
more people that go all the time. That me watching it once a year, I don't really know what I'm doing.
No, that's fair.
Usually the name's a good pick too. Just what name ever catches your eye.
I always pick names. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, I think, is there any other tips you had? I feel like those are all good tips. Good.
Um. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's about it. I
Yeah, I
mean,
think we covered it all.
just go with the flow. Don't get too upset with the crowd and take it all in.
Yeah, eat some good food. All right. Well, thanks,
Yeah,
Trey. And a little shout out from Jackson. I wanted to ask Jackson, but I guess he's never been inside it. So he was
it's
good
a good guest
help.
to have on the
He
Derby.
is. Yeah, he's our discolored commentator, like I was telling you. He
Yeah,
just kind of talks shit and doesn't really have a whole bunch to say.
just shows
Uh,
up, messes stuff
yeah,
up, rolls out.
maybe he'll come on our India podcast. We do.
Oh, that'll be that. We have a lot more to talk about that.
Yeah. So join me and Trey on our India podcast when we do that. And yeah, inspiretravelite.com. This is the best travel podcast in the universe, most likely. Trey Holthouse joined us. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See ya.